Let's make a sunflower inspired by Vincent van Gogh. So for this one, you need a piece of blue paper or any other color for your background paper. We need some brown paper, just some scrap paper, some yellow paper, a couple things to trace around. You can always freehand it, but I like to use old dishes to trace around the bottom. Some scissors and a pencil and some glue. So what I did first was I traced and cut out two little brown squares. These are going, or circles, I'm sorry. These are going to be the inside of my sunflower, kind of the very middle of the flower where the seeds are actually at. And then I traced with a bigger circle onto the yellow part, which will be my sunflower itself. So I'm just going to cut that out. Doesn't need to be perfect. And I like to use scrap paper, so I'm not, I'm reusing every little bit I can. So then we have what looks like this. We have two big yellow circles and two little brown circles. So you can make your yellow circles a little bit bigger if you want to. It's just however proportionate that you want it to be. I just wanted to do it just to kind of show you how it's done. So then we want to make our little petals of our sunflower. So holding the two together, you can do it one at a time too if little ones can't hold on to it. So you want to snip just a little line on your paper, and these will be the petals of our sunflower. They don't need to be super far apart. You want to make sure that they're not so close that they rip off. Just kind of go in about an inch or so all the way around, and they don't have to be exact. And then once you take them apart, so then you can kind of bend them a little bit. We're going to try to make them look a little bit three-dimensional. You kind of bend them a little bit, bend them forward, so it kind of looks like the flowers are bending towards you. And then what we will do is I'm going to do two of them just kind of like this. So I'm going to glue it to my paper. You can use stick glue if you want. I just happen to have this glue on hand, and it's okay if your flowers overlap and stick off of your paper. It just gives it a nice three-dimensional look. Okay, put one there. And then once they fully dry, you can keep doing that. So it looks like they're just popping out at you, but make sure you let them dry first before you continue to do that. Make sure it doesn't peel it right off. So now for the center portion of the flower, I made mine a little bit too big, so I'm going to trim it down just a little bit. Okay, and then I have a black crayon to draw in the center. So we're going to draw just little black dots. These are supposed to represent the sunflower seeds. Vincent van Gogh drew a lot of sunflowers. So that's why we're making a little sunflower today. So do that on both. You can use a marker, you can use a pencil, but I like using a crayon because it shows up really nice. Okay, and once you've done that, go ahead and glue it to the center of your sunflower. Okay, so there are the tops of our simple sunflowers here. Now from here you have a couple different options. If you want to get some green scrap paper, and you can cut some stems and glue the stems here. If you want to make it even more three-dimensional, you can take a straw and glue a straw here, have them coming down here to go inside of a vase, and you can, draw a little vase, cut it out, and glue it over top of the bottom there. Or you can just draw it with your crayon or colored pencil, however you want to do it. This is your sunflower. If you want to make it nice and simple, you can make it intricate, however you want to do it. So I'm just drawing a straight line with my black crayon, and this will kind of act as my stem. But however you want to do it, it's up to you. You can also use some cardboard, some kind of thin cardboard, and cut them in strips, and that can be your stems. You can make these without gluing them to the paper. You can just glue them to a heavy paper and they can kind of stand up, or you can hold them. So there's many different ways that you can do this, but this is a pretty simple, easy way. You know, you can get some scrap paper to make some stems or color them in however you want.